It looks like Ecowas is the same old, same organizations that now it's back again on imposing sanctions against the people of the Alliance of the Sahel states. Hello, I am Mahlet Ayele, your host at Connect Africa, bringing you the latest from the continent. And as we closely follow what's happening in the Sahel states, now the Malian foreign minister has responded on the reports of ECOWAS in its 65th annual summit, the report of imposing possible imposition of visa imposition against the people of the Sahel alliances, the alliance of the Sahel states. Now, here is why what he has to respond. He also responded to the question, what's the difference between Confederation and Federation? Let's listen to him together.
Mr. Minister, there are reports of visa imposition on nationals in the Ecowas space. What about that?
Thank you very much. You know, I have the statement of the heads of state underhand here that I have traveled long and hard because I heard about it. However, I don't see any reference in the press release of the heads of state in relation to restrictions that would be imposed on the movement of our nationals in this space. But even if what you say were proven, that means it proves us right in the sense that probably the people responsible for the Ecowas or certain Ecowas officials did not come out of the old methods of scaring the populations to blackmail them, to use populations as a weapon to create problems with their leaders. So today, we believe that our populations should not serve as a shield. As far as we are concerned, we are in another dimension. We are in another dynamic, which is that of fraternity, solidarity, and friendship between peoples. In this context, all African populations.
I just paused it there. I really want to give it emphasis. He said ECOWAS is same old same, basically. In other words, that's what he said. That means they didn't leave that old method of using people as a shield because they want to punish the leaders together. They are punishing the 72 million people by imposing that. The leaders do not want to go anywhere. They said we are fine to be here in Niamey, in Bamako, in also Ouagadougou. That's what Ibrahim Traore last time said. We don't even want to go anywhere else. That's what he said. But you are punishing the people. You are punishing your own economy because there are people who are exchanging trades, who are making trades with these three countries. And how stupid is ECOWAS really to even think to impose that? But watch this again. This foreign minister, the Malian foreign minister, he said, as for us, he said, we are on another level. Exactly. They are totally on another level. They are talking about confederation. They are talking about unity. He said, what? Let's hear him. He said something very interesting, that not only ECOWAS, but even the African Union has to take a lesson.
Relations are welcome in our country, and friendship between peoples. As far as we are concerned, we are in another dimension. We are in another dynamic, which is that of fraternity, solidarity, and friendship between peoples. In this context, all African populations are welcome in our country.
All African population are welcome in our country. I will just leave it there for you to reminisce. Now, let's listen to the rest of the interview.
I would like, on behalf of the highest authorities of Mali, to reassure our compatriots that everything is being implemented by the highest authorities to be able to protect and support and give all the necessary attention to our nationals who live in the other spaces around us. But I think people should be able to reassure and continue to go about their occupations. In any case, an integration process has gains and losses for everyone, but we must work to minimize the impact on our populations, and that's what our authorities are talking about. But we must also understand that the path we took is a difficult path, which has consequences and difficulties, but everything works towards the goal we are seeking. Some results could be achieved thanks to the sacrifice of the Malians. Who would have believed that Mali could achieve its results on the security plan with its own means, facing powers that have been there with billions of dollars invested over 10 years, which did not give any result? Therefore, within the framework of the AES, I bet we will be able to, with our meager means and with real strong will, exploit the Sahelian man within the framework of this confederation to be able to provide another alternative, something concrete. Not a dream that we sell to people, but something concrete, and which our citizens will start to see the benefit in the short, medium, and long term. This reassures us.
Is the path taken with Ecowas a point of no return? According to President Goïta, the withdrawal from Ecowas will lead to socio-economic, political, and diplomatic consequences.
To take up the president, however, at the end of the 65th ECOWAS summit, the withdrawal of the ECOWAS will lead to social, economic, political, and diplomatic consequences. Whether for the ECOWAS or on a number of major options that were taken, as the president has indicated, it is not only that for the ECOWAS on a certain name of relationship issues with some partners who were not sincere. A path of no return has been taken, and we must be able to integrate that we can really move forward today in the sense that we wish for our countries and for our people. In my opinion, this is what seems to me to be the most important point, and today it is not really a question of dwelling on these questions. We should rather work to achieve what is important to the populations of this space. Our leaders of state are engaged. They want to set up an integration architecture. Because we also need to understand that the work that the leaders of state want to do within the framework of the Confederation is to get out of the classic patterns. Once upon a time, it was said that we must create an organization. No, it's not an organization. It is a confederation, therefore a state association, therefore a process intergovernmental, which will allow us to work with more autonomy and flexibility to first ensure security. Today, there is an advanced level of collaboration and cooperation between defense forces and security on the ground that have recorded appreciable successes and are on the offensive against enemy groups. On the level of development, today our ministers in charge of economic issues, finance, and development have developed integrative projects and a number of actions to be implemented to strengthen the free movement of people, but also strengthen trade between our countries and actions that can benefit our populations. Already on the diplomatic plan, our countries are concentrating. Last year at the General Assembly of the United Nations, Mali spoke out with permission in accordance with Niger on behalf of the government of Niger. So we think that today we must understand that the Confederation is another step forward, another way. It's new. Certainly there are some uncertainties about this, but I think that with our commitment and the desire for unity that exists among our leaders of state and between our populations, we are certain that it is possible to consider beneficial actions for our populations, while remaining open to working with our neighbors and other organizations with which we share this space and with which we are condemned to live. We have another approach. We have a vision, we have our goals, but we will have to maintain discussions with others to move forward. But I think that the path that is engaged is not reversible.
Minister, you just spoke about the creation of the Confederation of the Alliance of the Sahel States by the three heads of state. Can you explain to our viewers what the Confederation is?
Our heads of state wanted to put in place a new dynamic through the Confederation of Sahel States. A confederation, so that we understand it well, is a union of sovereign states that preserve and maintain their independence, but decide to delegate some of their powers to organs in specific areas. In the case of AES, these are the three major dimensions. First, in the field of defense and security, then in the field of development and coordination of all integration activities. And the third pillar is in the field of coordination of diplomatic action of the three countries.
Et le troisième pilier, c'est dans le domaine de la coordination de l'action diplomatique.
A confederation is different from a federation because countries preserve a number of elements even if they delegate powers in these specific areas.
Même si ils délèguent des compétences dans ces trois domaines précis,
a federation implies we are not really states anymore, but the vision is to work towards a federation of the three states.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. Do you have a last word?
It's once again that we can strengthen the solidarity between us Malians, and between all the components of the community that exists among us. True security is an essential dimension, and we are working on it, but we must understand that no one will come and save us in our place. We have to work ourselves. There is a price to pay for every choice we make. We must be able to advance. The public authorities are aware of the difficulties that our country is going through, but these difficulties will not be overcome overnight. So we have to be able to stay the course to ensure that we work towards having a country in security, a stable country, a country where prosperity is shared, where leaders communicate in all transparency with the populations about the difficulties, and that we can mobilize to find solutions together that preserve our country.
So that is what the foreign minister of Mali said. Just for you to underline something, the Malian foreign minister during the UN General Assembly in 2024 actually has spoken. These countries have been already acting like a confederation. They have been working, they have been implementing it already, because the Niger was not allowed. He spoke on behalf of Niger and also Burkina Faso. He did a very, very eloquent, very, very nice speech that has everything in it, and he represented I say he, but Mali represented also Niger. So they have been already working as states that have created a confederation, but now it is there. So thank you very much again for tuning in. Let us know in the comment section what do you think of his response and this alleged Ecowas actions that they said they will take imposition of visa against the Alliance of the Sahel states. This is everything, opposite. They are really I don't know what they are thinking, why they are so in panic mode, with the departure of these states. That's something that I would like to know and I would like to dig in. In any case, comment us in the, comment below, share your view, and please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, give it a like, and share the video with others if you want to help us further, which we would love to and we appreciate. You can donate to our PayPal account. It's in the description section. But all of you who have been donating and engaging here, giving your time, every little thing we appreciate, and we don't take it for granted. Thanks again. It's a bye-bye for me for now, but in 25 minutes we will see you again to analyze Bola Tinubu's inauguration of economic team with Dangote and Tony Elumelu in it. What does it do? Will it really help Nigeria's economy to rise? That's something we're going to analyze, myself and Kwame. So tune in again in 25 minutes at Connect Africa. Until then, bye-bye.